we are really concerned because the situation that has developed over the weekend is serious, so serious that we haven't seen this in decades. It's a serious fight over how to handle migration in Germany, but also on a European level. And this is really time-consuming, and it really is necessary to decide these issues, but there are more issues to discuss and more issues to take care of.
The ostensible reason is migration. That's the argument you hear from Horst Seehofer and others. Is this also, do you think, about trying to replace Merkel? Is that the underlying motive here, or is this really an ideological difference that they face?
It is an ideological difference that they face, but there are also answers to it. And the European Council last week gave some of these answers, and the CSU can be very proud that they accelerated the discussion and that we can now focus on national, but also on European solutions for this issue.
Talking of European solutions, I mean, how much damage do you think this episode has done to Angela Merkel's reputation in Europe?
At least it doesn't help because we have other issues to focus on. There is a thunderstorm coming from the west of the Atlantic, and we should all prepare for this in Europe, and we should work on these issues.
Let's talk about that thunderstorm then. We've heard this morning a report that the European Commission is preparing 300 billion euros in retaliatory tariffs. They seem well prepared.
Well, they need to be well prepared because until November, until the midterm elections, the US president can do whatever he wants to because Congress seems to be very quiet and focused on the elections. And we all need to be prepared for additional tariffs. And so it's important to show some countermeasures. And from a business perspective, everyone has to return to the table and discuss how we can reduce tariffs instead of creating new ones.
So do you think that from the perspective of German business that the threat of tariffs on, say, automakers is far more serious than the threat to Angela Merkel's chancellorship?
For business, this is a really big issue, but tariffs in general, if on steel or aluminum or on cars, are not a good idea. We should talk about how we can reduce tariffs all over the OECD and worldwide and in the G20. So we have reasons to return to the table and discuss how we can do more business.
Merkel's recognized across Europe as a pragmatist, as a political survivor. Do you think that people in Germany, do you think that businesses in Germany want to see her survive?
She has done a great job, and business has developed very well during the last decade. And we know that on European affairs, we have achieved a lot during the last decade. So we want stability so that we can continue dealing with the challenges that we face.
One final question on Brexit. I want to ask you, we've had yet another European summit where the EU 27 have said we're not happy with progress on the British side. In theory, we were going to have a deal essentially agreed by October. There's now indications it could take longer. From your perspective, from the perspective of German business, is this a concern?
It is. We deeply regret the decision of the United Kingdom to leave the European Union, especially for German business. The United Kingdom has always been our strongest ally when we talk about economic issues in Brussels. So there are a lot of achievements in the European Union, like the single market or the customs union. And if you want to leave the union, you have to invent something which is at least similar or maybe better than this, and we don't see this. And so at the moment we don't see the business logic, and we are really concerned about a no-deal scenario because so far we haven't seen the answers to replace the European Union with its single market or its customs union.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.